And so, Your Honor, I bid that the court recognize that this client is a goblin.
Objection! Sustainable evidence. Lawyers. Yes.
So, hey, this is a bit of an experiment, particularly in scheduling, because God knows how long this is going to take.
Hey!
Especially how many times we've had to restart. That's not your fault. That's the sound check's fault. I know this. Everything is the sound tech's fault. All right.
I know. I just wanted to go. It's a little bit my fault.
We might have to do it
I'm
again.
a little bit the sound tech.
Oh, you absolutely are the sound tech, but that doesn't change the fact that during the show you blame it on the sound tech and you just move on.
While we're recording, I become talent.
Yes, exactly. and talent are not the sound crew and should not be messing with microphones. Am I right, Decay? Anyway, this is all spurred on by seeing a really wonderful and enjoyable video by Wendy Rocket about the nature of fanon and canonicity in the Phoenix Wright universe. That's a whole conversation we're going to be having in an ongoing way, but one of the things it brought to my attention is that for all that I have opinions about the Phoenix Wright universe, and indeed want to respond to that video, I haven't played these games in like 20 years. Well, I haven't played these games.
Certainly not the first one, yeah.
In 20 years. The best Phoenix Wright games, which is to say just the one with Apollo Justice and Trucy in it, and I've never heard of any others, is like, I've played that much more recently. I love those games. But in this case specifically, the actual first trilogy, the one that kind of kicked it all off in the West, can't remember when I last touched it.
It's been a lot. Look, these are excellent games. Very fun. They deserve all of the fandom they have. But there's a lot of fucking game there, especially with the older ones that are kind of a bit more of a slog.
The new ones get sloggy.
Yeah, sure. Oh god, the new ones have all voice acting and shit, don't they? Wait,
Lots more 3D animations.
yeah, that too. I don't like the 3D animations. They're not very good.
You don't like 3D anything. Anyway, we're kind of
Oh
getting
no,
sidetracked.
he's cracked the code. Anyway, I'm just really agreeing with you. But also, like, it makes sense. They're not the most replayable games in the world. That's all I was getting at.
Yeah, you've kind of solved it, and the only reason to go back is to, I don't know, collect data and win internet arguments. And what are we here for?
It is fun to see these bozos do their thing. But if there's a new story where these bozos do their thing, why not check that out instead? There's probably a new prosecutor who'll be very sexy.
Anyway, enough nonsense about why we're doing this. Shall we do this?
Yeah! Let's
All right.
get to the nonsense of doing it.
This is... again, I don't know how long this is going to be. It might well be that this is going to be one video and it's just the tutorial.
Yeah, I remember these going on for quite a while, so I expect this to take some time.
Yeah. Also, here's a problem with voicing all the dialogue you see on the screen. Some of it's meant to be ambiguous who's saying it, or how, which
That's
is
a
one of
good
the
point.
luxuries of written text.
I would do it in goblin voice. I can't get caught. Not like this.
Congratulations, you've made the murderer much more endearing.
I'm gonna find someone to pin this on. Oh, now it's him.
Yep.
Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it. This is very slow text. Is there a text speed setting?
There is. It's normally
Is it already set to maximum?
Yes.
Oh no!
No. It's set to maximum because I can do this.
Ah,
Behold!
gotcha. Well, we can't really skip at full speed the whole way through, though. Or anyone watching this would be like, what are you guys doing? Wow, that's more blatantly underwear than previously believed.
I don't know what to tell you. Like, this is indeed going to be one of the sources of conversation around the character of Mia Fey. Who
I haven't seen the high-res sprites before.
Yeah. Who's breasting boobily into her first appearance in court, I guess.
I propose that I read Phoenix, yeah? Because I don't want to be all the girls.
Okay.
Hi, Chief.
Whew, I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. It says a lot about you, and your client as well.
It says that I'm willing to risk their safety. Thanks!
I didn't realize just how... I'm just envisioning a line of ad-libs for miles in front of
I forgot
us.
this is about analyzing the character's inner voice, and I'm kind of going to shit all over that.
Yeah, you're gonna ruin it. Like,
Okay, I'll behave.
We
I'll
came
be
here with a
very
plan,
sincere.
and you only. It's
I'll
like,
show you all my acting chops. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor. See, I read that line exactly as written, even though there was a U missing and it confused me.
my poor colonial brain.
Oh no! My Commonwealth.
And like, I'm not wild about full reads, but like, Mia at this point is like declaring that Phoenix knew the client before the case, and this is one of the things about this game and its structure, and indeed all these games in this structure, is that they very much start you to get you used to the mechanics of the court system by telling you dick nothing. Which has a side effect of, as I have a couple of lawyer friends of mine, well, at least one lawyer friend, sorry, a friend's lawyer spouse, I shouldn't be pretending that we're friends, has pointed out, of like, this is unhinged. This is not practice.
Oh yeah, I mean this is courtroom dramedy.
Yeah. Phoenix is explaining that the reason why he's representing this client is because he owes him, and in part because he's why he's a lawyer in the first place.
I think it's going to be quicker to read it if we explain it afterwards anyway, so let's just go for it. I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much.
It's over! My life, everything, it's all over! Is that your client screaming over there?
Yeah, that's him!
Death! Despair! Oh! I'm gonna do it! I'm gonna die! It sounds like he wants to die.
Yeah.
God, I hate this. Nick!
Hey there, Larry.
Dude, I'm so guilty! Tell him I'm guilty! Give me the death sentence, I ain't afraid to die!
What? What's wrong, Larry?
Oh, it's all over! I'm finished! Finished! I can't live in a world without her! I can't! Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Oh, Nick, you gotta tell me who took my baby away!
The person responsible for your girlfriend's death.
Now, this is the thing I wanted to talk about.
Wow, that's a very narrator purposed voice right there, isn't it?
Yes, and this is one of the areas where discussing a game and its text becomes intricate, at least different to other forms of media, where the language employed for game operations is itself part of the text. Like, it's undeniably something that's there. The question is what weight you want to give to it, and that indeed brings with it the notion that this text here, this is presented to us as Phoenix, it's blue text, it's effectively pushed sotto voce by its color, in the same way that it used green to make Larry's voice sound like shouting from off
I
screen.
wish I had like an echo button for it.
Yeah, because what I really need right now is a more elaborate sound setup that will slow everything down further.
I didn't say I was gonna ask for that.
But this is text. This is part of the game text. And it's very possible, because of the way this text is meant to be interacted with, that you forget it. That the actual literal use of words here, the word choices here, are themselves elided. But also, you can choose to read them as, actually, this is what Phoenix is literally thinking, and the problem that comes with that is, occasionally, he's a fucking ass.
It is, I mean, in any other game, this might just be uncredited box text. Hang on, I'll come up close. The newspapers say it was you.
I did not account for how much Fox wanted to make a radio play out of this.
Yeah, nothing like that. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Oh, I should give him noir voice. I should not. Larry Butts, my best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say, though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck.
Similarly, this can be treated as true. Maybe it's just that Larry Butts has terrible luck. Or, and hear me out, Phoenix could be wrong. And in fact, there might be a common thread to all of Larry's problems.
Is it Larry?
These are both valid textual interpretations.
But I know better than anyone. He's a good guy at heart.
Do we have... I want you to tuck that one away, because is it possible that that Phoenix is optimistic about the people he interacts with?
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely opinion. Larry's an ass. That, and I owe him one. Just why I took the case. To clear his name. And that's just what I'm gonna do! See, I can be sincere.
I definitely
don't let my slightly mocking tone throw you off.
No, the sound effects actually did that. You didn't need to read along with the sound effects.
I was playing. Alright, can I do Wheezy Judge?
Alright.
No, wait, I better let you do him, because they talk to each other a lot. Okay, you're judge.
God. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The, defense is ready, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm a little nervous.
God, why am I getting these scrolls?
Chabozo.
Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client.
Thanks, I needed that.
Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readings.
Fuck. Yes, Your Honor. Cold, hands shaking, eyesight fading.
The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in this case.
Well, Fox.
Larry Butts.
Okay.
Did you want me to give you a wrong answer?
I mean, you're the one in charge here.
Well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honor.
Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine.
You pick answers, I'll just read.
Next question. This is the murder trial. Tell me, what's the victim's name?
Know this one. Glad I read the case report cover to cover so many times.
Her name is Cindy. And that's all we know.
It's... Wait, no, wait, I forgot! I'm drawing eternal blanking!
Phoenix, are you absolutely sure you're up for this? You don't know the victim's name?
She's not wrong. The victim! Of course, I know the victim's name. I just forgot temporarily.
Look, the victim's name is listed in the court record. And here we hit again.
Okay, at this point, we can't possibly be diegetic.
Yes. So, naturally speaking, it is simply impossible that this is entirely diegetic speech. Because there's no way she actually says this. Which means anything from this point is negotiated with the reader. It's very... And the thing is, it's easy to make some very common negotiations. It's easy to discard this. That's the part of the problem when it comes to discussing canonicity and layers of reality with a game. Because, here's the thing, alright? It is canon to this version of the game that I sit here with the attorney's badge, just hanging around.
Well, no one would believe you were a defense attorney if you didn't carry this.
Sure, but now I'm, like, the time has stopped in the game. And
oh,
Phoenix
I see
is
what you
now
mean.
spending
like while you're looking in your inventory.
Yeah. And this means that, again, anything that you consider text to a game experience is both created by the participants and is paratextually negotiated with that text. So the text of the game explicitly says, attorney's badge, no one would believe I was a defense attorney if I didn't carry this. And then what that means is negotiated. Of course, some of that information comes up further and further on, like, you never need to present this in court. This is not a relevant item to courts.
I remember that.
But you might still present it anyway because you're desperate. You're trying anything that will get you out of this in a court case situation. Therein lies part of that negotiation. Where is the room for screwing up? Does Nick get through the case perfectly every time, as seems to be implied, or does he screw up as much as the player screws up? What happens when he loses?
Well, yeah, I presume he doesn't reboot.
No.
But, you know, I also presume he didn't just pull out the autopsy report and read it while he was at the bench there and everyone's like, we're waiting.
I mean, he clearly didn't because the only thing there is the word Cindy. He didn't read the whole thing.
Well, they at least pulled out the envelope
Oh
and
no, there
checked
it
the
is.
cover.
My bad. Cindy Stone. Cindy Stone.
Well, he also doesn't have a little fucking book of these guys with their photos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Cinderella.
Correct. Now tell me, what was the cause of death? She died because she was...
She was struck once by a blunt object.
Correct. You've answered all my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you.
Thank you, Dad. Because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure.
See, and again, this is where you get that blue text is like, hey, the blue text is actually his inner life. So there is some grounding.
Yeah. In that example, it's like explicitly his inner monologue.
Yes, Your Honor.
As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what the object was?
The murder weapon was this statue of the Thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim.
I see. The court accepts this into evidence.
Good job, Santa.
Right. Be sure to pay attention to the evidence added during the trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Which, again, this is legally unfucking hinged.
The only ammunition you have in court, unless you're one of the characters who's allowed to bring their weapons into court.
Yeah. The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butts, to the stand.
Chief, what do I do now?
Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate.
Oh, Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad. So it's interesting that the blue text without the brackets is definitely, it's unambiguously not Phoenix's inner monologue.
Yeah.
This does remind me of an FAQ I read once about Zelda Ocarina of Time, where they described the game text in response to things like, catching a fish or whatever, as Link says.
Yes.
Like, holy shit, I cannot... It's absolutely bizarre to me to go through a game thinking that, the game text like that is just the character, speaking aloud to himself. That's fucking wild.
Yeah. And that's a really interesting thing, because there are similar things in games where you play so much of the game without that kind of information, and you're left with the impression of things that are or are not there. One of my favorite examples is Dishonored, where I had that personal theory that in Dishonored, Corvo becomes unvoiced after he's tortured in Coldridge Prison. And the result of that is that after that point he's been unvoiced, and that's actually he's a disabled character, and that's something that they hid in the text because you never have him ever speak to anyone. Except there is a point immediately after the escape from Coldridge Prison where he definitely clearly says an actual line of dialogue in a speech bubble, and I'm like, well, fuck that theory.
Yeah, good point. And as to silent protagonists in video games in general, there's always this question of how silent are they meant to be. Wow, both of these are disgraceful. You should be like, wow, I don't think it's appropriate for a lawyer to go, your girlfriend was a slut, what do you think now?
Yeah.
While you're on the stand. My client had no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to this case.
Oof, wince. And by the way, that's another thing that this medium is amazing at, is the ability, because it's basically a script. It's just text. It's all amazing. Yeah. Remember, Larry Butts' problems are just bad luck.
Wow.
Larry Butts definitely doesn't have problems with women.
Not a bad guy or anything.
And he's just prone to blurting things out.
Yes, quite.
Oh boy, this is so not looking good.
Next question. And by the way, note how you put intonation on so to draw it out. That's not text, but we're negotiating.
Well, I mean, acting is an interpretive fact.
Yes.
Interpretive.
And then you have other forms of media, like the anime, which is also paratextual. Blah, blah, blah. I'm just using the word paratext like everyone who's looked at this channel knows, oh, it's Talen going on about paratext again.
By the way, not only is acting the text an interpretive act, so is reading it. So, anyone who thinks they're like, oh no, not me, I'm pure, I just put the text in my brain and got the information. No, you fucking didn't. Tell the truth! He didn't tell the truth, did he?
No, he told the truth.
He did? Okay. Well, that's right. We do have voice bites for each of these lawyers, at least, don't we?
Your Honor, the defendant is lying. Lying? The prosecution would like to call a witness who can prove Mr. Butts is lying. Well, that simplifies matters. Who is your witness? Steak and potatoes. The man who found the victim's body just before making the gruesome discovery. He saw the defendant flee the scene of the crime, like a Skeksis. Order in the court. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness. Yes, Your Honor.
For the judge also talks a lot. This is bad.
On the day of the murder, my witness is selling newspapers at the victim's building.
All right, so a newspaper was this thing where websites would get printed out onto thin sheets of wood that had been hammered flat out of a tree, and someone would actually deliver them to your house, and you would send someone else some money for it like once a month.
And salted boomers who would read them for a day and then keep them for cleaning barbecues and mopping up animal crap.
It is kind of shocking just how much of our infrastructural needs as children were met by newspapers.
I have genuine, because we don't buy newspapers, we're millennials. Yeah. And I have genuinely noticed the lack of them when I want to do something like, clean an oven or...
Mm-hmm. Here we go. Welcome to the actual mechanics of this game. Thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there. A woman, not moving. Dead!
Dude, no one says thinking it's strange.
You and I don't get to talk about other people's pretentious voice mannerisms.
Sure I do! I say whatever I want. I'm a goblin.
I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there.
Besides, I thought the point was that he has clearly thought this over too much, and that's why he's speaking all fancy-like.
I don't know. I think he's just a turd. I think they just want to make him sound like a turd.
Maybe. It's just supposed to be mince coding.
Yeah, well, there's that.
Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working? Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building. Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout?
Aren't they?
Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Sawyer used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal. Now, Mr. Wright.
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
You may begin your cross-examination.
Cross-examination, Your Honor?
All right, right. This is it. The real deal.
Maybe you should. What exactly am I supposed to do?
Why, you exposed the lies in the testimony the witness just gave.
Phoenix, why don't you know this shit? Lies? What? He was lying?
Well, I believe the excuse is he's panicking, but also, isn't this like his first case? Your client's innocent, right? Then that witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty?
How do I prove he's not?
You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness's testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find contradiction between the court record and the witness's testimony. Then, once you've found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face.
Okay.
Open the court record with tab. Then point out any contradictions in the testimony. It is wild seeing these faces in high res.
Also, the, speaking of diegetic stuff, the going back and forth between the desert, obviously you're not sitting there going, can you repeat the first page of what you said?
Yeah, because, again, all games are creative acts. Playing this game is a creative act. Setting aside the fact that we are using this to make a video, this is a game where the order and sequence you do things is going to create your version of the game. And even if there is an optimal way to do that with a game that's so staggered like this, there are still going to be ways that it comes through to you, and there's going to be stuff that's more important and you focus on more and retain more.
Yep.
Alright.
It is so unnerving how his head stays in the same position the entire time.
Yeah, it's some real Yogi bearing it. Alright, let's see. I have in the court record, let's have a look at this. Noon till 6 p.m.
Is it that? Is it like, how did you know the time if it was... the power outage was noon and it was 1 o'clock?
Yeah. Well, it's all,
I don't know
like,
why I'm
she died-
saying this. You're definitely following an FAQ, because we're not going to play this and solve the mysteries as we go, right?
Where is it? Boop-a-doop-a-doop. Okay, so now we present that the autopsy indicates she died at 4 to 5 in the afternoon.
Oh, that's pretty late. You found the body at 1 p.m. You're sure?
Yes, it was at 1 p.m. for certain.
Correct voice. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death at sometime after 4 p.m. There was no body to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? Smiling smugly.
Yeah, and so here's the other thing. Like, it's very easy to interpret Phoenix as just the most earnest of boys, but this is a cunty face, right?
Yeah, this is an asshole face.
Yeah, he's a dick.
A back five shift right there.
Ooh. Oh, that.
This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time.
After his testimony, I find that very hard to believe. Mr. Sawyer, why are you so certain you found the body at 1 p.m.?
Well, that's a really good question. Great job, right? Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one and their whole story falls apart. Don't know why she got British there for a second there. Wait! I remember now.
Would you care to give your testimony again?
I don't know why she got a fade to black, but alrighty.
You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding.
Recording things from the TV? That's illegal.
You
You would and steal a videotaped program.
I see. You heard a voice saying the time on a tape program, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness.
Okay, yeah. Like, even Wright can tell what's wrong here, because, you know, even Wright, I say, like I'm talking about this character who's an immense ding-dong. Get back here.
I like how when you press forward, you're pressing on my ears.
Present.
Click the goblin to proceed. I will show you the way.
Hold it right there! The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. And this record proves it.
Ooh.
You couldn't have heard a television or a video.
Ah!
The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Sword?
No, I find it quite puzzling myself. Ah, wait, I remember now.
Mr. Sword, the court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning.
That's cunty.
And also, wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't it be
Oh,
great?
that would be in this game. That would be
Would it
just
be-
heavenly.
Wouldn't it be fantastic if this judge delivered on that particular attitude all the fucking time?
These constant corrections are harming your credit. They are, aren't they? You should keep that in mind for the next, like, 20 years, Judgy.
You seem rather distraught.
My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been a shock of finding the body.
Very well, Mr. Sword. Let's hear your testimony once more, please.
I feel like this game could be improved by characters being Muppets. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw.
You saw a clock? I guess that would explain it. The defense may cross-examine the witness.
Gladly.
Alright. Now, here's one of the interesting things about the design of this puzzle, because if you know the actual facts of the murder, this is pretty easy to grapple with. But the problem is, you've got to try and, like, work a couple of steps ahead of, like, hang on, what's the thing here that's wrong to Phoenix, not the thing that's wrong to me, the person who knows the actual solution?
Are you, like, is this because no one's told you that the murder weapon is a fucking clock?
well, we know that, yeah, we don't know that this
Like,
is the
you're
clock.
supposed to call him on that because you're like, this isn't a clock. And then someone's like, no, it's a clock. Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was a statue. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock?
What? You with your objections and your evidence, just do what you are.
Just answer the question, Mr. Socket.
Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock.
Your Honor, if I may,
Yes, Mr. Penn.
as the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck's a switch. You just tilt it. It says the time out loud. And it doesn't look like a clock. I submitted as a statue. My apologies.
Mercy! So the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witness testimony is correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with this testimony now?
Do we?
I mean, how the fuck would he know that? And again, this doesn't help the time.
Well, if it said the time, like, he did say it says the time out loud, which is what this guy claimed at first. But you're right, how would he know that the murder weapon was, the thing that did it? Your Honor, there is a gaping hole in his testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Yet, the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly, a contradiction!
Indeed.
The witness knew it was a clock because he went into the apartment. You're lying! You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. I didn't realize that the button text wasn't something we were actually saying.
Again, because the button's paratextual.
Eh? Oh, got me again with the paratext!
Prove I went in there. Aiming for sort of Top Cat vibe on this guy, which makes him more charming than I should.
Fucking Snagglepuss voice. I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her! You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. Wow, this is... He spun that out very quickly, didn't he?
Mercy, please continue, Mr. Wright.
There's
Yes,
no real
you're
reason to defer to the judge there, but whatever.
I mean, I guess you may as well, because the, like, part of this system is you have to prove someone else did it in order to prove that your guy didn't, you know, shouldn't get executed for murder, which is fuck wild, but...
Yes, well, there we hit another problem of like, I don't think that's actually what's supposed to happen, because one thing I do think is really interesting about games is where they fail. Mario doesn't know that he has multiple lives, surely. Right? Like, that's not a
Surely.
thing that Mario, the experiencing entity of the narrative, actually knows.
Kirby, on the other hand.
Like, but the,
Yes.
the point is, like, I don't think that the actual consequences of failure, or how easily you can get a not guilty in this, sorry, how easy you can get a guilty for fucking up in court, actually are meant to diegetically be what does happen. It's just, game happens!
So you're saying it's just a coincidence that the only path through any of these is to prove someone else did it? I thought there was specifically a case where they mentioned that you had to provide a different... Like, you have to provide a different suspect, or there is no way they will ever accept that your guy is innocent. But I can't remember which game that might be from, so
Yeah.
we'll just have to see. Anyway, the voice was burned into your mind.
What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless
Beating of
conjecture.
the telltale clock. Baseless! Just look at the witness's face!
Grrr, even.
Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with a clock?
That day, I never. Look, the clock, I heard, no, I mean, I saw.
Blah!
As you can see, this man is bald
Wow,
and
that was not a blah face. That was a face.
cannot be trusted. Alright, yep. Come on, give him death. Yep, this is definitely reasonable behavior of a reasonable witness.
Order in the court, I say.
Your Honor, a moment, please. There is no showing in support of the defense's claims.
Mr. Wright,
Your Honor.
you claim the sound the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence?
The whole case is riding on this. I better think it through carefully. Apparently, I haven't been doing that with the other things so far.
No, you've been flying by the seat of your pants, and he states that. That is text.
Your Honor, the sound Mr. Sword heard was definitely this clock. A fact which is clear if you simply... Try sounding the clock? Let's sound the clock now, here, in this court. Man, I thought it was going to be the... Your Honor, may I have the clock? I ask the court to listen very carefully.
I think it's 8:25.
That's early. Strange way to announce the time.
Well, he is the thinker, after all.
Sir, we've heard the talk. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright?
Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now?
It's 11:25.
As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Sawyer heard and the actual time of death.
So... That's you.
Oh, it is. So, Mr. Sawyer. Try to talk your way out of this one. That's a little bit pricky.
Yeah. Phoenix is a bit of a prick. Phoenix is ultimately, like, good-hearted and everything, but he is still a very gifted kid.
Everyone in this courtroom is a bit of a prick sometimes.
Yeah.
Except maybe Mia?
Well, we only see her in court twice, so what does it matter? Well,
That's
no, there's all the times after she's dead. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case.
He's right. How am I gonna prove that? Ah, it was so close.
I like how you skated around, damn it.
I was just trying to keep up.
I know, it's wild.
Mr. Wright, it seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim.
Exclamation point. Yes, Your Honor.
This means I cannot let you indict the witness.
What?
Unfortunately.
Excuse me? What?
This ends the cross-examination, Mr. Frank Sort.
I come all the way down here to testify, and look what happens. You treat me like a criminal. A criminal! You lawyers are all slime.
Grr, I almost shot him.
Thump.
Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There's nothing I could do about it. Wow.
Yep, case ends. Not so fast, Mr. Sword.
Oh, thank God a hero emerges. Yeah, I mean, Chief.
Listen up, right? Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think.
Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that.
Well, yes. And here's one of the things that I do like about the analysis Rocket Wendy pointed out, which is that, yeah, she's flying by the seat of her pants too. No one's a good lawyer in this.
Oh, sure, this is not a universe where there are good lawyers.
Why was the clock 3 hours slow?
Right, right? Wait, maybe I can prove it.
Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim?
Of course, there is a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt.
Ah, tough words. Let's see you pull this one off.
Let's see this evidence to prove why the clock was running slow.
The victim had just returned home from abroad the day before the murder.
And I want to hesitate here and just point to the screen and point out here how it says passport, United States of America.
Does it now?
So, diegetically, as dumb as this is meant, it is text to this game that this is happening in America.
Shut up and eat your hamburgers, Apollo.
Right? And this is where this sort of thing comes up, because once you have that in place, you've got to remember that everything here is being negotiated. It is obvious nonsense that all of the stuff we're going to see in later parts of the game are all related to United States of
There's a
America.
lot of Shinto shrines in America.
Yeah. There's absolutely room for a mayor who's a pro wrestling luchador. This is not a world which makes coherent sense with the signifiers it has,
We shoot a lot of rubber suit samurai dramas in America.
because it is a translation. And that translation is also a negotiation, because all text is negotiation and interpretation.
So that's at least like 5 layers of negotiation we've already performed.
Yeah, we're quite far down here. Anyway,
As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. here, it's 1 a.m. the next day. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast! The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong! Proof enough for you, Mr. Sawyer? Or should I say, Mr. Did... That's not appropriate, Phoenix. Inappropriate.
totes inappropriate.
Border action!
for the sake of diegetics, I'm trying to pay more attention to the actual illustration
Yeah.
that goes with, because, you know, the instinctive inflection I want to add to things doesn't necessarily match what the mood is apparently meant to be.
And this is one of the elements of a visual novel as a storytelling form that differentiates it from merely text. It's not just a script. The expressions of characters, and indeed, the way they can interrupt your reading is a part of this.
And also there's there's quite a limited number of expressions at play here, so also, like, not every one of them is necessarily perfect for the tone of the dialogue, but who gets to decide which ones actually fit and which ones don't? Side note, I've discovered why I wind up making 15 million facial expressions for my visual novel spreads.
Because you're a freak. And you never care about finishing things.
Listen, I feel there should be a subtle difference between that warrants one eyebrow going slightly up and the corner of the mouth tweaking.
Yeah. In this case, it certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness.
He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor.
Very well. Mr. Wright,
Yes, Your Honor.
I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly and find the true culprit at the same time.
Thank you, Your Honor. This definitely will become an expectation going forward, I hope.
At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Miss Larry Butts.
Yay! The confetti traditional to a court.
Yes, well, you know, it goes with the cake and pizza afterwards.
And with that, this court is adjourned.
Okay, bye, Santa. Turns out that Frank Sawyer was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check, see when the people were out of the house. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Sword let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Sword grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. It's wild that we just, you know, all that is like a recap afterwards.
Yeah, well, and like, it does touch on one of the common threads throughout these stories, which is a lot of okay, it's a murder story. Lots of people are going to die, right?
Oh, sure.
But it's not at all uncommon for the person who died to be a young lady.
That's also pretty typical of murder story.
Yeah.
Whew, still can't believe that we won.
Right, good job in there. Congratulations.
Hey, thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you.
Not at all, not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note.
Never seen the Chief looking this happy. She's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel. Oh, that's a very straight thought, Phoenix.
My life is over!
Larry! You're supposed to be happy! What's wrong now?
Aw, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon.
Good! Wait, no! I mean bad! Bad!
And note we don't have Phoenix's face here because we're meant to be like Phoenix's eyes.
Yeah, uh-huh. Larry, you're innocent! The case is closed!
But my Cindy Windy's gone, man. Gone forever.
Larry, she was a... Nah, never mind. Wow, that's very judgy.
Yeah, it's incredibly judgy. And this... So here's another element of this, like, layers of text. Which is... Larry's relationship to Cindy is only ever presented by Larry and Sword. And neither of those are reliable people.
Not Sword, but the prosecutor.
Yeah, Winston Payne is presenting an opinion he got from Sword. Like, no, he didn't get it from Sword. He got it, yeah.
He just seems to know somehow.
Yeah. The point is...
Probably talk to really judgy neighbors or something.
Is the fact that she was his girlfriend text? Or is it an assumption that Larry was making that passed on to Phoenix because Phoenix would assume, well, Larry wouldn't make that up. Larry wouldn't exaggerate that. As opposed to, it might be, they were friends, and she was dating someone else, and Larry didn't know about it because Larry was not that close a friend. And these are all very reasonable extrapolations of canon information.
I definitely thought what we were supposed to take away from it is that he believed she was his girlfriend, and she was taking advantage of several men.
Maybe.
Like, that's absolutely Payne's version of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see any reason to think that's untrue because Larry's a fucking idiot.
Yes. And it is part of the contextual problem around this whole stuff, in that one of the nice things about a visual novel as effectively a radio play style thing, where you don't have to have any kind of omniscient narrator providing information and everyone can just be providing dialogue, is that it also means all information is fundamentally unreliable.
I have found that I really like working with that in writing these things, to the point where I don't really enjoy writing prose now. Like, I really enjoy the ambiguity of just running on dialogue, and even in fact using less narrator voice than the average visual novel does, just like leaving everything up to what you are shown and what is said. I love it as a way to tell stories, and I think the ambiguity is a part of that, in the same way that I like low frame rates and anime stylization.
Similarly, there you have a point where Larry, I think Larry just made a pass at Mia, and Mia just sidestepped it.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I think that's what happened, but someone else might read that and might read, no, he's just being genuinely grateful.
Well, now I wish I'd been reading more closely.
The fact that his dialogue varied different, the fact that his dialogue was explicitly about, oh, I'm focusing on Mia when she's the one saying I'm innocent, but I don't care if Phoenix is the one saying I'm innocent. Like, that to me, that paints the picture of a dude who has a particular way of treating women, which I don't like.
Which will be reinforced by future Larry encounters.
Well, I'm trying not to put too many things ahead of that, because
Sure. What I'm saying is there's an indicator that you're probably leaning to the right. Jesus. That's my thoughts as well. You see, Mia's kind of passive-aggressive, but it works well on her. She is so much better than Larry that nothing about that feels inappropriate.
not really, Larry. I don't actually care very much about your love life. I'm very sorry, but I really don't, actually.
Larry.
I think she called follow you in her own
Mia
way.
standing up for the idea that maybe she wasn't just a, uncaring slut. Because the rest of us are pretty hard taking the word of a very awful guy. Oh yeah, the after case presentation where you show the victim something to make them feel better.
She took it with her to Paris.
Wow, yeah, that's not... I mean, she would have had to pay to take that with her. Aww. It's not bad, actually. I mean, they seem sincere at... Like, Phoenix's tone seemed very sincere at that point.
Also, this is all written pre-9/11, so when they're talking about, hanging a heavy clock on the...
not worry about that too much. Anyway, it could have been in a check baggage.
It's a really earnest position on lawyering. About, like, you've always got to believe in your clients. And it's like,
in this universe, that's true.
Yeah.
You just always pick the innocent clients and you'll be fine.
Incidentally, you should also check
Drink
out...
a toast to innocent butts.
We should definitely make sure I put a link in the description to Legal Briefing, which is my friend's podcast about law in video games and anime and stuff like that.
Oh my!
Which, they talked about Ace Attorney, and one of the points is, like, Mia is not dressed appropriately for court. This is not how people dress to go to court.
Oh, wait till you meet Pearl.
Well, it's probably not appropriate to have an 8-year-old.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Am I remembering that right? She's like 6.
She's real. I don't know how old she's actually meant to be, but she is a child for sure. She's not even ambiguously teenaged. She is a child for sure.
They've labeled the goblin the end.
And the end. All roads lead to Goblin.
And that's the ending of the tutorial.
We're gonna roll into another one or leave it there for now?
Well, what the audience doesn't know is whether or not we do that. The important thing is, I can't check how long this record's been right now without breaking the record. And so, we'll see you next time, everyone!
Okay, bye.